I sometimes find it tough to get inspiration as to what video to make next, but last night I was watching YouTubers doing, well, studio tours, so I decided that I should do the same. Although I don't really have a studio, I just have a man cave, so mine's going to be a man cave tour. Okay, well, this is pretty much the entrance to my man cave. So what we've got here is where everything comes into the building. So all the internet from the house, all the CCTV and alarm system for the property. As you can see, we've got cameras around the property. We've got all the networking up there, so gigabit networks, which are also connected to this strange looking box, but that's basically where I store my NAS drive and my hard drives, which serve the entire property. We have a safe there, which is where I keep all my YouTube earnings. I think I'm up to around £6.34 at the moment, so I'm doing rather well. We have pretty much here where I store my current projects, things that need doing. So lots of gadgets, lots of things that I've been meaning to get up to, and I really should get on with it really. So here we have all my little hobbies, or my one big main hobby other than tech, which is my RC cars. So I've got a mixture of Tamiya, FTX and HPI. And that's pretty much it for this room. It's not really that exciting. We've got a loft space up there. We'll have a look at that at the end. And this is the entrance to the man cave. So here is where my wife runs her business from. And that is where I do all my productivity work, all my video editing and general messing around. So we'll start off with the tables. The tables we bought because they basically just fit in there. I think it was 240 wide, so it's two 120 tables, and they're from IKEA. We've got the chairs which have the mesh back so you don't get a sweaty back when it's warm, and they're really nice and comfy, once again from IKEA. So let's start with my setup. So this is a raw kind of video. I'm not going to jazz it up and try and make it look pretty. So that's my ITX editing PC, which featured in my previous video, and that's basically my productivity workhorse. And speakers, we have these Logitech ones. I can't quite remember what the model is. I think they're T40s, but I just needed something small, quite loud, good bass, didn't take up too much room, and they fit the bill nicely. We've got some hard drives, so 6 terabytes of hard drives in a docking bay, which also doubles up as a USB hub as well. And we've also got a power surge protection something, or I don't know what you call them, but it's there to protect all my equipment, and yeah, it does a good job. And then we have the monitor. So this is an LG ultra wide curved monitor. I've had it for quite a while now. It's IPS, so you get good colors, very good for video editing, which is basically what I use it for. Then we have the Corsair keyboard and mouse. So it's a mechanical keyboard and mouse, and once you've used a good quality mechanical keyboard, you never go back to those horrible cheap mushy things. So yeah, good investment because they last for years. And we also have a Blue Snowball, I think that's what it's called. Basically a good quality mic. Does the job very well. I'm very chuffed with it. So that's generally my productivity area. And yeah, nothing too exciting, but very comfortable and does the job nicely. And then we move over to, let me shut this door. So we move over to the entertainment section. So this is a 55-inch LG OLED TV, and I use that to watch movies. As you can see, we've got the surround sound system here. And I also use it to, well, play my games. So speaking of games, we've got a PlayStation 4 Pro because, well, obviously the exclusives are just stonkingly good. And then we've got my gaming PC, which I effectively use just like a console. So I have a controller which just connects to the PC, and that gives me up to 4K gaming at 60 frames per second. If I can't achieve 4K 60, it's 1440p at 60 frames per second. Obviously, unless I'm using the PlayStation Pro, which is primarily 30 frames per second. But to play the exclusives, you have to sometimes make that compromise. So that is effectively my gaming system. I do have a NVIDIA Shield there, which I use for all my movie watching, Netflix, Amazon, Kodi and such like. So that is an excellent piece of kit. And that is my camcorder, 4K camcorder with microphone. It's what I used to do a lot of my videos. Didn't cost that much. I think that entire setup cost about £300 and produces very good results on the cheap. So very chuffed with that. What have we got in here? So in here we've got the rest of the network. So the network comes from the bit that I showed you earlier in the utility area. Comes in here, and then there's a gigabit switch here which then goes into this router for Wi-Fi, and it just basically feeds the rest of this room. And then we have a real mess in there, which is why we put it in there and shut the door. So when we're sitting down and lazing around, you can't beat one of these. So who doesn't want to sit down and relax late at night playing their games on one of these? The only thing I haven't got is a drinks holder, but I've got a drinks table. But yeah, that's super comfy late at night. It's just really nice, and it makes all the difference. So that is effectively the man cave. And I suppose now the last thing really is just to have a look at the mess in the loft, which is above me right now. Okay, so let's get up into this loft. And what you'll see straight away is loads of storage, loads of boxes. This is where I store all the boxes of all the stuff that I have. So if I ever need to sell the products, I can sell them boxed. So we have all the boxes around here, and then in these blue boxes they're all organised. So I have power cables and chargers, HDMI cables, networking, Ethernet, and it goes on and on and on. SATA cables, connectors. So all these boxes are organised into sections. And then here we have my old school section. So I've got my old Star Wars toys hidden in here somewhere, old speakers, Xboxes, Sega Saturns, Dreamcasts. So that's where everything is stored. And yeah, it's a nice little space, quite handy, as you can see. So that concludes the tour of my man cave. I hope it was enjoyable for someone somewhere out there. If you've got any questions, please ask, and thanks for watching. Bye.